391 BC. Like a great tidal wave sweeping down the Italian peninsula from the north, come the Gauls, fierce and ruthless barbarians, leaving in their wake a trail of devastation and bloodshed. Rome itself, torn by internal conflict, seems powerless to hold out against the onrushing hordes who respect and obey no man except one, their cruel and relentless leader, the terrible Brenno.
Ah! Kill the Romans and the every single man! Ah! Kill them! These shocking accusations.
Not spit when I first heard the rumors, I didn't believe them.
Surely he must understand he's going to have to defend himself against these accusations.
What we want to hear now are facts.
Quiet, please. Senators of Rome, I beg you, remain quiet. You have heard what has been said, Furius Camillus. The Senate has the right to demand that you justify your actions.
I have the greatest respect for you, noble Papirius. But you imply that I'm guilty talking like this. I tell you I'm innocent.
Aye, Decius Vatinius. Question your innocence. I'm aware that you conquered the city of Veii. As a commander, we have to congratulate you. But your skill as an administrator in confiscating the treasury is less impressive. A large part of the Veian treasury was never sent to our vaults here. Can you tell us how much? Your rank won't help you evade our questions. Tell us what you know.
Vatinius, may I ask you where you were when they confiscated the treasury? You should have been there as the Senate's representative to the army.
The Senate's representative, Fabius, as you know only too well, has no power to override the decision of the officer in command. This officer wanted even more power. He'd pay very well for it, from the Veian treasury, and become dictator.
Let's have the truth. Become the man.
So guilty.
Tell us the truth.
What must I say? You accuse me of having appropriated the public wealth and of planning a dictatorship. Romans, forget my name. Let no historian remember me. And find another officer to command your legions. I tell you here and now that I intend to leave Rome this very day.
It's an insult to Rome. He has insulted us all.
He must be guilty. He wouldn't be acting like
Yes, Vatinius must be right. What a shame.
I ask that the Senate vote for the exile of Furius Camillus.
What happened?
Vatinius won his battle. Hurry back, so the sooner I leave these vultures, the better. I want to reach Ardea by nightfall.
Camillus, please take me with you, Camillus. It's my duty to be with you. You're my foster father.
No, Mauro, you stay here. I leave him with you. Son, I want you to grow big and strong for me. And don't forget what you promised when I adopted you. Burn incense to the gods and live honorably. Will you do that?
I'll do it, Camillus.
You, Eberionis, and you, Laurus, bring together the forces we sent out to Norba and Veii. While Papirius heads the Senate, you won't run short of money. Our soldiers are disciplined. They'll respect you as their leaders.
One word from you, Camillus, and we'll put those thankless windbags to the sword.
No, my friend. You must obey Rome. That is the law. I've obeyed her for the last time. I'll neither live nor die in an ungrateful country.
must get through to Rome at all costs. You're the last man we'll be able to send out of the city for help. May the gods watch over you, Cestius. The fate of Clusium depends upon the speed of your horse and your skill in convincing the Senate to help us.
You be sure I'll do my best, sir.
I hope you will. I've sent 3 messengers to Rome in the last month, and we've had no word from them. Go now. Tell the Senate what you've heard and seen. Tell them that if we're not able to stop the Gauls in time, Brenno the butcher will have their Roman streets awash with blood. Good luck. How long do you think we can hold out, Catullus?
They're hard enough to beat even on equal terms. They have more warriors than there are trees in a forest. I have only 50 men at my command, sir.
What do you plan to do then?
To fight to the death. Those are our orders.
This is for your men. They'll have time to exchange it for some kegs of barley spirits or wine before the battle starts.
Thank you, Sabinus. I might even join them.
Come, daughter. We must work.
No! No, let go of me!
Not her! Kill me if you want, but spare her!
Save your breath, old man. You haven't much left. Is that your daughter?
Yes.
She's a beauty. Just what our cat needs for entertainment.
No, I beg you!
Oh, Father! No!
Maybe it'll be better here. We'll make the old man rock.
No!
No, let me go! Let me go!
Let's march everyone back in the camp! We're going to attack Clusium! Come on!
No!
Leave her here, you devils!
Hey, Quintus!
Hey, wait for us! I'll show you how to throw a javelin.
Hold on!
Who wants to bet against me?
I'll be glad to take your money, Quintus Fabius.
Who wants to be my target?
I do.
Me too. I see that only my brothers are willing to trust my ability.
I bet 10 talents.
Accepted. Come on. We'll show them, won't we?
This is going to be fun.
All right, turn.
Aim straight.
Take the money. You won it.
Here, drink a toast to the Fabius family. There's Father.
What's happening in the Senate?
Any news of Camillus?
No news of Camillus. Nothing since the day the Senate voted for his exile, and the messenger who was sent to recall him never returned. Patrols of barbarians have pushed their way south of the Tiber.
Brennus.
Quintus, make ready to leave for Clusium, and you'll go with him. The Senate agreed to this at my suggestion.
Clusium?
That's wonderful news, Father. I'll have a chance to see Nisi again before the harvest. Lucius Sabinus has promised we can be married when they're celebrating the rites of Cybele.
I sincerely hope that the girl you are to marry is still alive, my son, as I hope many defenders of Clusium have been spared. Brennus has taken the city.
Clusium's fallen.
Yes. And for that reason, the Senate is sending emissaries to the camp of the Gauls in order to negotiate.
Negotiate what? What's our army for?
Send the legions in. They're our best emissaries.
There's not time enough for that. After Camillus left, many men returned to their homes, so first we'd have to mobilize them. No, there's a time for doing battle, and a time for negotiating. We're going through one of the most terrible moments of our history. Think of it. Never have we had a worse enemy or been in a situation so grave. We must stop this, Brennus. If it's still possible.
survivors and amputate the thumbs and forefingers of their right hands. That'll stop them from using a bow. Ah! Well, are you going to talk? Where have you hidden your gold? Do you hear me? You scoundrels! Where is the city's treasure?
You have my word, Brenno, that the city has given you all the riches in its possession.
You lie, Roman. I want double the amount you've given me. This is the only way you can save your town.
You can save yourself these threats. You're sowing the seeds of your own destruction. And your men who so grossly violated the temple of Minerva will never again see their homes, but will die the death of murderers.
Karnak, bring her here. Why have you left the tongue in such a mad woman? Who is she?
She's my daughter, Nisia. She's High Priestess of Minerva.
Do you think that if my warriors were able to destroy a temple of your goddess, they'd have difficulty taking her priestess?
Then why don't you try?
Ahmed, come here. Look at this. Is this what your prophecy foretold? Go ahead, talk.
We have an emblem just like this Roman one. Minerva is similar to our Vala, the victory goddess. I know something about how to cancel a prophecy.
Take it. I don't want to defy the gods. Your destiny is tied to mine. You will live. Karnak, watch over her and make sure no harm comes to her. Take these dogs down and put them with the other prisoners. Tonight we'll decide what's to happen to them in their city.
Let's hope that water's good. The horses need it. They've covered nearly 70 miles.
Well, by sunrise, we should be within sight of Clusium, God's willing. If a corpse has been thrown in the well, we can stay thirsty. But what about the horses?
It's pure. We can drink it. Be ready to move. We have visitors. Wait for my signal. All right, let's go! Hoopla, down you go. Let's go. Only the gods know how this little adventure will end. This emblem of the Senate is all we have to protect us.
How everything has changed, Nisia. In a few days, there'll be the Feast of Cybele. When you and I used to go to Rome every year, you would have seen Quintus Fabius again. Instead, here we are.
If you know that a person far away thinks of you constantly, if you know that his heart and yours can never be separated, believe me, Catula, it's easier to accept the fact that you're apart.
Why don't you try to save yourself, Nisia? Erelus and some friends got away just before the men were killed. Some of our horses are still out in the fields.
Leave here? No, Catula. We are part of our city and must share her destiny whatever happens. The Gauls have promised us a truce, and my father is...
Get out. Roman, I want to speak to you. Do you believe in prophecies?
Sometimes.
So do I. But practically all the fortune tellers and prophets are cheats. They have prophesied that I shall win the power of the four beasts and love a Roman woman.
The four beasts?
What's this strange-smelling stuff? Some kind of wine?
It's my perfume. What are the four beasts?
The four beasts? The Senate? The landowners? The legions? And the Roman eagle. That's it. And when the prophecy talks about a Roman woman, that's you. I could force you, but I don't wish to.
Do you really think I could love the man who ordered my brothers and hundreds of my townspeople to be put to death?
All history is a story of men and women crying among the ruins. Are the Romans different? The man commands. The woman gives birth. The slave works. This is the order of things. I'm a warrior, a nomad. There's a lot I don't know, but anything about Rome does not interest me.
Will you spare Clusium and my father?
You see this? Why ask me where it will land? It's been thrown. What counts is the push it received. It's the same for you, Roman. Tomorrow, in accordance with the rites of my gods, you'll become my woman. Your compliance will save your father in Clusium. It's up to you.
Swear to it. Swear by the gods, by the invincible Minerva.
And if I don't, Roman?
Then you'll have me dead.
I swear.
It tastes of sulfur, Baxo. They'll have to be more careful about that next year.
Let's hope we finish this year's harvest.
You're worried about the recent news that has come to us.
Brenno, sire, after Clusium, will look towards Rome.
Rome has known worse moments than this, but guided by courageous leaders, she's been able to crush enemies more dangerous than Brennus. They say that he's invincible, but for me, he's a barbarian who's capable enough in the field, but whose ruling passion is bloodshed.
Then why don't you confront him, General? If the soldiers knew Camillus was back, they'd return as well.
The enemy of Camillus isn't Brennus. It's the egoism and imbecility of those men who hold the fate of Rome in their hands. They can be far more dangerous than Brennus.
But, General, you'd be able to...
It's no use, Baxo. None. For Rome, Camillus is dead and buried.
Many of the towns and cities you destroyed, Brennus, were friends and allies of Rome. As ambassador, I've been instructed to tell you this. Return north beyond the mountains to the land where Rome recognizes your dominion, and peace will reign between us.
What's this, Roman?
The sacred symbol of the powers of the Roman Senate. It is carried by me as an emissary.
If this toy represents the Senate's powers, then you, Roman, and your brothers are all that's left to defend them. I've destroyed half your legions, and I will destroy all of the others if ever Rome is able to gather them together. Tell this to your Senate.
I shall, Brennus, and you'll know their decision.
Get out! One moment, Roman. It's best you know everything. I promise truce and safety to Clusium, so that your people and mine may render my wedding day a happy one. The woman I have chosen is Nicia. Yes, you owe your lives to a woman, because otherwise, envoys or not, you'd have all been killed.
Faster, you miserable dogs! Faster!
of the gods, what's wrong?
No. I can't go.
Has fear driven you crazy, or do you want to marry that barbarian?
I gave him my word. And if I break it, his revenge will be terrible.
And you believe he'll keep his word?
Please don't say any more, Quintus. Remember me for the love I bear you. I must sacrifice myself to save my people.
Quintus, the Gauls!
Goodbye, Quintus.
Quick, this way.
Armid, what are you reading in the sacred dust of Thor? The Roman girl will be able to love with the violence and fire her eyes promise. Armid, are you going to tell me what you see?
A violent and bloody death will be your fate. You must send that woman away, Brennus.
And what other calamities do your dreams foretell? It's not the priestess of Vala who talks through you, but another woman. Are you afraid that the girl may try to change my plans? You there, bring me some meat. Well, bring it! Armid, I'm surprised at you. You don't understand my plans. Go on, go away! Don't you understand? This marriage ceremony with the Roman girl has a subtle difference for me. I renounce force for one night. Then I'll destroy Clusium, which will be a city of the dead forever.
Didn't you swear a solemn oath?
I have promised a truce. For one night. My night. I promise you, when we march on Rome, I will have the head of my Roman bride impaled on my lance. This is my oath.
No! Let go of me! No! No! There's a truce! Brenno's promised! No!
She's alive. Let's not lose time. Hurry. And let's hope the bridegroom will enjoy his little surprise.
God of the mountains and of the white deserts, tamer of the cold winds of the north, and master of all peoples, hear my prayer.
All-powerful Thor, hear our voice. Brennus, ruler of the Darklands, prince of the tribe of Melok, king of Urgand and of Gallia, is united to Nisia.
Don't let them escape!
No, you shouldn't have, Quintus. I have to stay with him. Don't, please, I can't.
Stop it, you little fool. What you've been through must have robbed you of your senses.
Brennus gave me his solemn word. I have his promise.
Forgive me, Nisia.
Ah!
Quick, they're right behind. Get to the horses. Go on, hurry.
I know where to find your brothers, in Rome. And when I get there, I'll drown them in their own blood. But first, you!
What have you decided?
There's only one way, to save Rome's honor and mine. If the Senate thinks that as their ambassador, I've damaged the cause of Rome by provoking Brennus, then fine. I'll pay for it by giving myself up to Brennus.
But that would mean your death, Quintus.
Once Brennus has your blood, he'll want more. There's no stopping him that way.
Remember Romulus? Years after he was buried, they say that Mars took him up to sit with the gods. I don't know what the future will have to say about me. I only know my duty.
And I know mine, Quintus. I'm going with you.
And rob our father's house of still another support? No, Decius. Caius has given his life that both of us may live. Besides, you have something worth living for. Lucia loves you.
But Nisia loves you. I know that.
The truth is, she hates me. She not only thinks that I'm guilty of the destruction of Clusium, but she blames me for the death of her father. No, I have no choice. For the gods know I would have preferred to meet Brennus under very different circumstances.
The Senate is to meet at the hour of 3. At least let us wait until we hear their decision.
You're right. We'll forget death. And Brennus. In the little time that's left. Here's to love.
Out of sheer necessity, as a military tactic, my sons acted as they did. The insignia of the Senate was insulted, and Clusium was occupied and attacked before their action, not after it. Our family has always striven loyally to preserve the honor and dignity of Rome. Because of this, one of them is now dead.
Another victim, like most of us, of personal interest and sentiment, unfortunately.
The guilty must be punished, even my sons if need be. But we Romans must convict criminals according to our law. Or does that too belong to the Gauls?
These are words of wisdom, Marcus Fabius. We should meet what fate has in store for us with dignity.
A final decisive battle. At least we must attempt it.
There is not enough time to gather the legions together, but what forces Rome has at her disposal must be put in the field. I propose that the Senate refuse all demands made by Brennus. If this means there'll be war, let us have war.
Well?
Laurus's forces are still 3 days' march from here, sir.
And the barbarians?
Beyond the curve of the river, you can hear their drums. There's a whole valley full of armed men.
With only 400 foot soldiers and a handful of cavalry, we have no hopes of stopping them. The best we can do is to kill as many of them as possible before we are killed ourselves.
With Laurus's 3,000 foot soldiers and his cavalry, everything would be changed.
If Camillus were back, everything would be changed. The men of the legions could be mobilized again, and they'd be ready to march into battle.
You hear that? It's Brennus. He's bidding good morning to us.
Even the fog's deserting us. Too bad.
When our forefather Aeneas disembarked, he faced a country full of enemies with only a sword to help him. Today we have 400 swords to help us. Now the barbarians await us. Let us reap a harvest of them before we die and preserve this day the honor of Rome. Brennus is advancing. Let's go meet him.
Gauls, attack!
happened?
There was a battle at the river this morning at dawn. We've just heard the news from shepherds at Murcia.
And Quintus and the others?
They've all been wiped out. They're dead. All of them. All.
Quintus. I saw Decius there.
He stopped Brennus from crossing at the ford. He obeyed our family law, which says we must die like Romans.
Can you forgive me?
You're already forgiven.
I almost put my trust in the worst enemy Rome has ever had.
But I would never have permitted you to.
Now what will happen?
Only the gods know that. Right now, Brennus is most likely licking his wounds somewhere across the river. He undoubtedly means to cross the Tiber and attack the city. But he'll have to look for a ford further to the north. We have a few hours' time.
Then he didn't die in vain.
gods will certainly repay you, Lucius Albinius, by helping the guardians of the flame of Vesta.
I'd gladly give my life rather than see the sacred flame trampled in the dust by the barbarians. Go ahead!
In the name of the Senate, I order you to assemble all able men on the Capitoline Hill. There they will defend the honor and glory of Rome.
And you, and the others.
I'm afraid that our arms are no longer strong enough to wield a sword, and since food will be limited on the Capitoline, we cannot afford useless mouths.
May the gods protect you. Farewell.
You there. You alive, or did seeing us frighten you to death?
I've had them give hot wine to the men on the second night watch. The two catapults have been set up so they'll cover the approach to the eastern slope, the one by the Opian Hill. If they attack from that side, they'll get a warm welcome.
Quintus, tell me how many men we have.
At least 200, all equipped with weapons. About half of them barely know how to wield a sword. The others are either too young or too old. There were 9 senators among the refugees. One of them, naturally, was Vatinius. There he is.
This is no time to let old resentments fester. The fate of Vatinius is ours, and our fate is his. We must find a way out of here. We have to get word to Camillus. It's of vital importance.
I can try climbing over the wall down in the opium sector.
You, with those wounds of yours?
Camillus is the only man capable of mobilizing troops against Brennus. He can gather under his standards farmers and freedmen from Darquinia south to Capua. His name is enough.
I know, but how can we reach him?
Hey, Mauro.
Here I am, Quintus.
Mauro, how did you manage to get down to the grottos of the Lupercal rites when you were living in the house of Camillus up here on the hill?
No, I've never disobeyed my foster father. Only big people can watch the rites of Dionysius. Children aren't allowed.
Listen to me, Mauro. Will you believe me when I tell you that none of us will scold you for having watched the feast of the Lupercal?
Huh?
That's the boy. Now, what I want to know is, how did you get from the houses here on the cliff down to the Tiber, outside the walls, and from there to the grottos?
The life of everyone here is in danger, son.
And we must get word to Camillus.
Camillus?
Yes.
I'll show you how to go. I've gone that way so many times I know it by heart. It's through tunnels in the rock.
Let's go.
I never thought you'd be one of the heroic defenders of the Capitoline Hill, Vatinius.
What do you want, Turm?
You don't seem very happy to see me, Senator.
Our business dealings were concluded at Veii. You received all that was coming to you. Now leave me in peace.
You know better than I the art of mathematics, honored senator. Therefore, it's quite probable that 3 is half of 20. But just to be sure, I'd like to ask Marcus Fabius.
What are you saying?
This is what I'm saying. The chest which I removed from the treasury of Veii as you ordered contained 20,000 pieces of gold. Now, I ask myself, how was I only given 3,000 when I was promised half?
You'll be given not half, but all the 20,000 pieces of gold. You have my word for it.
In exchange?
Quintus Fabius and that little puppy Mauro, the foster son of Camillus, are getting out of here somehow to try and reach Camillus and persuade him to mobilize his troops throughout the country and destroy Brennus.
And isn't that what you want?
You're not a stupid man, Tuum, so don't act like one. I want us to negotiate for peace. With these heroic defenders of ours on one hand and those shaggy bushmen from the north on the other, if I use good sense, I'll make a profit, since I happen to be one of the few senators left. So I'm hoping that no one, you understand, gets word to Camillus. Are my reasons clear?
And how are they going to get down from the hill? Flying?
There's an ancient passageway called the Tunnel of Tarquinius. I've never seen it. I heard the boy Mauro say he knew it very well.
You said the whole 20,000?
All of it. 40 sacks of gold will be yours, Tuum.
You have convinced me, honorable senator. Tuum the Etruscan is once again your willing servant.
This is where it begins.
But that's the well of Tarquinius. It was down there that Nemesis buried the body of the last king of Rome.
I've gone down through the tunnels a lot of times. I know the way very well.
Let's go then.
Quintus, tell Camillus that our destiny now lies in his hands. He's a man who listened to reason and to what his heart tells him. The young men of Rome, trapped up there on the hill, may have need of food, but what they need most is hope. And now be on your way. There's not a moment to lose.
This way. It branches off here. Easy it was to get down here?
It's going to be less easy to find a couple of horses. But for now, we'll take the safest road. It shows no footprints, and there's a friendly current. But we'll have to swim underwater.
them from any direction. Only way is to starve them out.
We can't stay here any longer. Richer lands wait for us in the south. Ah! All chiefs, come to my tent, now. Here. You're getting fat as a boar. You've been resting too long. I've decided to attack.
Attack the Capitoline Hill?
Impossible. There's only one entrance, and they have crossbows and catapults.
We'd be massacred. We'd never get under the cliff.
We'll attack the north wall.
But it's a sheer cliff. That would be insanity.
That's just what the Romans think. They have only 2 or 3 sentries guarding it. We'll surprise them. A night attack. Karnak, we need 6 mountaineers. They must be as agile as antelopes. They'll climb to the summit and kill the guards and unlock the gates of the city. We'll slaughter the Romans before they can wake up.
It's my son's. Who found it?
I did, sir. Having heard that Rome was under siege on the Capitoline Hill, I decided to offer my services as a contribution. My name is Torm, the Etruscan. I'm a carpenter.
I'd like to know how you managed to come up here.
By the tunnel of Tarquinius, up to the tomb of the king. It was down on the banks of the Tiber that I found the sword. The noble Senator Vatinius thought he recognized it.
Listen, Marcus Fabius. I beg you to forget, if you can, our past misunderstandings. I'm speaking in the interest of all of us. The Gauls have besieged us for many weeks now. We surely must know all hope is lost. Let us negotiate. Let us try to find some peaceful way out. Isn't it better to prevent Brennus from taking by force much more than we give him under terms of surrender?
No, never. The sacrifice of Quintus Fabius and of his brothers compels us to resist. I know how ferocious these barbarians can be, and their leader is even more savage. I saw my town of Clusium destroyed and all its people murdered. We must never give way while one of us lives.
We shall consult with the priests, then decide. Even in negotiating, Vatinius, I think it's better to be strong and forceful, not weak and groveling in defeat.
It is you who are in command, Marcus Fabius. And if the people agree with this, I do.
What are you looking at, the view? I thought you'd know what that looks like by now.
I could have sworn I heard a noise.
Come on, we've got some hot wine. At this hour, the Gauls are fast asleep.
Here you are.
Have some.
Thanks.
It's my turn for a bit of sleep. Wake me when you go off duty, will you?
All right.
You are surprised, aren't you, all-powerful king? But your eyes do not deceive you. The eyes of Brennus are as sharp and piercing as those of an eagle. What you now see could be likened, perhaps, to a helpless white dove.
Nicia, do you hear me? Is she dead?
Poppy seed has been given to her. It's a simple process. One distills the juice of crushed poppy seeds. She will sleep until tomorrow, and she is yours. Isn't this what you've wished for?
Who are you? Why did you do this?
That too is simple, since I didn't want to come here with empty hands. I provided myself with, let's call it merchandise, for exchange offering you what you recently lost at Clusium. And then also, I know I can persuade the defenders of the capital to pay you a great supply of gold for leaving them in peace. But their gold, not mine, noble Brennus, if the idea pleases you.
What prevents me from cutting your throat?
Wheat doesn't grow up there. Neither do new warriors. Day by day, their stomachs grow weaker, and defenders less and less numerous.
Day by day, up in the hills, things could be happening that you're not aware of. There could be men organizing troops to fight you. Among your Gauls, the Arulians and Frisians have had bad losses. As for wheat, since you've left no one to cultivate it, you'll find that there's less and less in your kitchens. Don't forget, winter's coming, Brennus. Better a supply of gold for your men today than a revolt tomorrow. Believe me, I have your interests at heart.
Is this a senator's toga?
It is.
And why should a senator of Rome advise a barbarian?
For the same reason the great Brennus doesn't kill the Roman senator. Because we have business to discuss.
1,000 pounds of gold.
1,000 pounds. I'll do my best to collect them.
Drink up, dog. If Rome produces only animals like you, it's not worth destroying.
12 bushels of barley per acre. We did well.
I don't know why, sir, but I don't like barley. I guess I'll never develop a farmer's outlook.
Barley keeps the legions marching, and the best men in the legions are your farmers back, so remember that.
If it's an order, General, I won't forget it. Who's that?
There are many who are already dead. There are others who are fated to die soon for the country. Rome needs you, Camillus.
The barbarians?
Worse. The work of a traitor.
Daxo!
I see they finally listened to you.
It was useless to hold out any longer. Rome will again be free.
Good. And after this is over, you'll be Rome's richest citizen, won't you?
There's always one richer than the rest, Torm. And you'll have no reason to complain of being poor when your work's done and we've settled up our accounts.
I'm pleased to see that senators have good memories. Apropos of memory, I don't recall having seen the lovely and heroic Nicia after the other night's attack. Abducted by the enemy, I suppose. Well, the gods give and the gods take away. This veil was hers. The poor girl. I found it in the temple. Nearby there was an overturned chalice, which bore a strong odor of poppy seed. Good day to you, Senator.
By all the gods, will you stop whining about that cursed city? Why don't you think about yourself? You'll have horses, gold, and slaves to serve you. What is there in the civilized life of Rome that can compare to being with Brennus? with his days full of broad horizons and forests, enemies to fight and win, and women to tame such as you. I'll have to teach you a lesson, my little wildcat.
The Romans have sent word that they want to surrender, and just as you said would happen, they want to give us gold. All the gold of Rome.
No woman is worth that. Put her with the slaves. Tonight, we'll celebrate Rome's humiliation.
Another.
Come on, faster!
£150.
Go on.
Brenno, your man is deliberately cheating us. You asked for £1,000, and you receive 1,000. There'll never be gold enough if your man keeps his hand on the scale like that. Respect our agreement.
We'll leave you your eyes to cry with. Woe to the vanquished!
Brennus, we'll ransom Rome not with gold, but with the iron of our swords.
Attack! Kill them all in the name of God!
Victory to the Romans! We've got to stop them from reaching their camp and alerting the bulk of their forces. They'd be too many for us.
Yes, sir.
Romans, this way! Into the goal! To the attack!
Why in such a hurry, noble senator?
Out of my way, you swine!
Pay me first.
How can I pay you? Don't be foolish. They're fighting out there.
I'm aware of that. All I want is for you to give me the key that's around your neck, the key to the strongbox at Veii. You keep the strongbox, I'll keep the key. That's fair, isn't it? Out with it. You understand it isn't that I doubt the honesty of my business colleague.
colleague.
Untie their horses and get them out of the camp. Set the tents on fire. I have to look for the prisoners. Go ahead. You're safe. And Rome is saved. Camillus has come back.
Laurus has arrived with his legion.
Good news. Go at once to Laurus and tell him he has to stop those Gauls on the other side of the river from giving help to Brennus. I'm going to find Camillus.
Laurus.
We've been on the march for 2 days without sleep, but we're ready to fight.
You can help us settle our score with the Gauls.
Let's go!
Follow me!
Show me the way to my camp, the way you took Nicia.
Yes.
Do it now!
Yes, follow me. Follow me. Here it is. This tunnel leads down to the banks of the Tiber.
Thank you, Roman.
Brenno.
You're not going to tell anyone you saw Brennis running away.
You're stronger than I thought you were.
excuse me, but I can't get used to the fact that all I need do is call your name and you arrive. Or is that disrespectful to the new prefect of Clusium?
It's a job no man will envy me, Lucia. For the whole city to reconstruct and repopulate.
I'm afraid I don't know much about reconstruction. But when it comes to repopulation, I think you're going to need my help.